Archangel Michael says, don't ignore this. The person who betrayed you is now desperate, but they're still hiding something from you. Open it now. I am Michael, and I am speaking to you with the urgency of a guardian who has stood beside your door through the longest night and watched the shadows try to memorize your steps. I am here because your heart has been carrying a story that deserves a gentler ending than the one fear keeps rehearsing. You have been loyal beyond reason and patient beyond praise. You have given people the benefit of the doubt until you were out of breath, and yet the doubt never stopped asking for more. Someone mishandled the gift of your trust, then acted surprised when the gift stopped working like a shield. They betrayed you. And yes, I am using that word not to reopen the wound, but to seal it with clarity. Hear me. The betrayal that tried to break you will become the blueprint that builds you. But before that building rises, you must see something important, because the person who betrayed you is now desperate, and desperation makes people dramatic, apologetic, inventive, and sometimes dangerous with half-truths. They are hiding one thing they hope you will not notice. If you can see it clearly, you will move calmly. If you can name it, you will not be named by it. The hiding is not just a fact, it is a tactic. The tactic is to make you second guess your memory, your senses, your discernment. They want you to wonder if you were too sensitive, if you misunderstood, if you overreacted. You did not. What you felt was real, and what you know is true. But I also know your beautiful capacity for compassion, and that capacity is exactly what the desperate will try to play like an instrument. Your empathy is not a piano for anyone's unclean hands. Your mercy is holy. It is not a loophole. You may forgive, but forgiveness is not the same as forgetting who someone has shown you they are when pressure reveals character. You may release your anger, but release does not require reunion. You may bless from a distance and still mean every syllable of the blessing. The thing they are hiding is small enough to be overlooked and big enough to steer your entire future if you miss it. It is not a sensational secret. It is a simple pattern. Patterns are polite at first. They hold the door for excuses. They say, "This is the last time," in a tone that sounds like a lullaby. But you have learned to recognize the lullaby of relapse. You have learned that crocodile tears can look like baptism. You have learned that promises spoken under the heat of exposure melt when the air cools. I am not calling you to cynicism. I am calling you to wisdom. Wisdom doesn't hate people. Wisdom hates patterns that devour people. The pattern here is evasion. They tell parts and call it the whole. They confess the sin that has already been discovered, then bury the root that would require true transformation. Their words are about regret. Their plan is about access. Let this be your quiet, courageous filter. Does their remorse protect you, or does it try to protect their proximity to you? If it protects you, it will be patient, consistent, and accountable. If it protects proximity, it will be urgent, emotional, and allergic to boundaries. You have carried yourself with such dignity in the midst of disrespect that even heaven has leaned in to watch you. You did not retaliate even when retaliation would have been easy and satisfying for a minute. You did not campaign for sympathy. You did not tell the whole world what you knew you could prove. You breathed through storms you did not deserve and managed to keep your hands clean while your heart was bleeding. I am here to tell you that was not wasted. That restraint is not emptiness, it is equity. It accrues interest in realms unseen and returns to you as clarity, favor, and protection. The protection arriving now looks like closed doors you thought you wanted to open again. Trust the door. Trust the lock. Trust the timing. Some closures are not punishments. They are warranties. You are not required to be suspicious to be safe. You are permitted to be loving and discerning at the same time. Love without discernment becomes self-erasure. Discernment without love becomes self-isolation. You will not erase yourself to keep anyone comfortable ever again. You will not isolate yourself to prove you are strong. Strength is not a lonely performance. It is a loyal posture toward your own soul. You will keep your soul well. You will speak kindly to yourself in the mirror. You will feed yourself with truth instead of starving yourself with doubt. You will trust what your body says when panic walks into the room. The quickening pulse, the tightening chest, the sudden need for silence. Because your body has become an honest counselor after years of being ignored. Say thank you to this temple you live in. It has flagged red flags that your mind tried to paint white. It has been trying to save you. You are allowed to listen now. The desperate one may soon paint a picture in which they are the victim of your boundaries. They will call your distance punishment, your clarity cruelty, your silence manipulation. They will gather a chorus if they can. People who love a story without loving the truth that supports it. But you are not a character in any narrative that requires you to shrink, apologize for finally waking up, or return to the scene of your own diminishment. Your boundaries are not a courtroom sentence. They are a garden fence. They keep the fruit safe while it ripens. You are ripening. Do not let anyone shake the tree to eat what was meant to nourish you. There is a conversation coming, and you already know it in your bones. You have imagined it 100 ways: clever, cathartic, catastrophic. I am standing with you in that imagined room, and I am rearranging the furniture so that the conversation cannot trap you. You will not be cornered by circular logic. You will not be bullied by tears. You will not be dazzled by declarations that do not come with demonstration. Your words will be few and firm, warm and wise. You will ask simple questions that do not allow the other to escape into fog. You will refuse to play the game of interruptions. You will pause, breathe, and repeat yourself if necessary without rage, without rush, without resentment. You will not let the conversation steal your calm. Your calm is your crown. Wear it. The hidden thing is this: they want access without accountability. Understand this, and you have understood everything. Access is intimacy. Accountability is safety. In the past, you gave access because you assumed accountability was implied. Not this time. If they want the privilege of proximity, they must welcome the clarity of structure. Structure is not punishment. It is partnership and purpose. If they call structure control, let them shout that word in the hallway while you lock your door and guard your peace. If they agree to structure but erode it in practice, believe the erosion. Sandcastles look gorgeous and vanish at the first tide. You are building in stone now. I am not only protecting you from what hurt you, I am preparing you for what heals you. Healing will not feel like fireworks. It will feel like steady warmth. Healing will not require you to audition. It will invite you to arrive. Healing will not exploit your forgiveness. It will honor your future. Pay attention to the people who make your nervous system sigh in relief. Pay attention to the opportunities that do not demand you betray your values to belong. Pay attention to your own creativity rising again, how you feel pulled to write, move, organize, cook, design, fix, sing, build, learn. This is the return of your spark, and it comes with instructions. Start. Start small. Start humbly. Start without the chorus of approval you once believed you needed. The right voices will find you as you move. There is a financial shift coming that will ask you to practice new habits without the old fear. The betrayal taught you to cling. The blessing will teach you to steward. Clinging is anxious possession. Stewardship is peaceful responsibility. When the increase arrives, and it will, do not rush to make it a performance for those who doubted you. Quietly allocate, save, give, invest in the tools that magnify your gift. The desperate may surface to borrow the fruit they never planted or watered. You may bless thoughtfully, but do not bankrupt your garden. You are not an ATM for the unaccountable. You are a river that flows where wisdom directs. You have prayed for justice. Justice is not vengeance dipped in gold. Justice is the alignment of things with truth. Truth does not shout, it stands. It stands when denial dances. It stands when rumor runs. It stands when manipulation paints a mural of innocence over a wall of intention. I am bringing alignment. You will not have to orchestrate it. Your work is to remain aligned in your own choices. Every time you choose truth, you accelerate justice without lifting a finger against anyone. Every time you refuse to exaggerate the story in your favor, you step into a strength that cannot be debated. Your integrity is your artillery, and it makes the loudest noise in silence. I know what it costs to walk away from what once felt like home, even if that home had broken windows and leaks in the roof. Familiar pain is still familiar, and the heart can miss what hurt it because the heart craves continuity. I honor the love you gave. I honor the mornings you tried again. I honor the tears you hid, the laughter you forced, the sleepless nights you turned into prayers. Nothing is wasted. Let that truth fold around you like a blanket. Nothing is wasted. Even the worst moments were raw material for wisdom you could not have learned from any book. You know the smell of manipulation now. You know the taste of half-truths. You know the feel of a panic that does not belong to you. And because you know, you can choose differently. Choosing differently is not betrayal of your past self. It is loyalty to your healed self. Here is a simple practice for the days ahead. Pause before you promise. Breathe before you bridge. Listen beneath the language. Ask yourself, do their actions make it easier or harder for me to be whole? This one question is a lantern in dark rooms. If the answer is harder, bless and back away. If the answer is easier, lean with cautious joy and keep your eyes open. Cautious joy is not pessimism. It is the art of celebrating without surrendering your senses. You can dance and still keep your shoes on. The person who betrayed you is not your assignment. Their awakening is not your project. You may wish them well without watching their every step. You may pray for their healing without postponing your own. You may release them into the hands of the one who can take a heart of stone and make it tender again. That one is not you. This is good news. Your heart gets to rest from playing savior. Your hands get to release the rope that has been burning your palms. When you feel the urge to check their page, their status, their temperature, put your hand on your chest and check your own pulse. This is your life. Live it forward. I will stand at your threshold like a sentinel while you rebuild. I will fight for your quiet. I will nudge you when nostalgia tries to sell you the same story with a new cover. I will remind you of the promises you made to yourself on the night you saw clearly. I will draw your attention to small signs of progress. A morning without dread, an afternoon with better boundaries, an evening that closes without replaying every conversation like a courtroom. These are holy milestones. Celebrate them. Write them down if writing helps. Speak them aloud if speaking strengthens you. Let yourself feel proud without apologizing for the volume of that pride. Humility is not pretending you are still broken when you have become beautifully repaired. There will be opportunities to explain your side. Take fewer of them. Your energy belongs to creation, not convincing. Create a day you enjoy. Create a space that calms you. Create work that reflects you. Create friendships that expand you. Create routines that protect you. The explanation will be evident in the fruit. The ones who can only believe when you bleed for their curiosity are not your people. The ones who understand by watching you rise without spectacle are the ones you can build with. If you must meet the desperate one, meet them in daylight, in public, in the company of your peace. Keep your phone charged and your spine tall. Speak with a voice that does not tremble because it knows it tells the truth. When they reach for old scripts, answer with new sentences. I hear you. I do not agree. I understand. I am still choosing this boundary. I forgive you. That does not include access. Notice how each sentence releases you from a castle of argument without crowning anyone king. Notice how your body responds to your own clarity, how your shoulders drop, how your breath deepens. This is you returning to yourself. I am not sending you back into the past to win the debate you lost. I am leading you forward to live the life you nearly forfeited while arguing. There is work to do, love to receive, laughter waiting for your mouth, opportunities waiting for your yes. There is a version of you who doesn't flinch when your name lights up someone's screen. There is a version of you who does not need to preface every request with an apology. There is a version of you whose rest is not interrupted by imaginary emergencies. Walk toward that version with tenderness. You become them by practicing them. Practice their posture. Practice their language. Practice their calendar. Practice their quiet. Practice their joy. You will be tempted to prove you are over it by rushing into the next thing. Slow down. Healing is not an audition. You do not need to demonstrate your resilience to be believed by yourself. Your evidence will be mornings that start with gratitude instead of groaning. Your evidence will be messages you don't answer, not out of spite, but out of sovereignty. Your evidence will be how you stop trying to edit reality and start living it. Living truthfully is a luxury the desperate cannot afford. You can, and you will. I will leave you with a knowing that sits deeper than words. You are safe to rise. The wind is at your back. The room is not closing in, it is opening. The chapter is not over, it is turning. The person who betrayed you does not own the pen. They are simply a sentence in a longer, kinder story. When they try to underline themselves, smile gently and keep reading your life aloud. It sounds beautiful when you speak it without fear. And when the small hours make you ache, call my name softly. I am close. I am not a myth to make you brave for a minute. I am a companion who makes you brave for a lifetime. Take one steady step today. Send the message you have postponed. Cancel the obligation that fractures your peace. Make the list that brings your mind to heal. Drink the water you forget when you worry. Open the window and let the air tell your room a new story. Let your home know you are choosing life at last. Let your soul believe what your spirit already knows. You were never the desperate one. You were always the devoted one. Devoted to love, to truth, to becoming. Stay devoted. I am here. I am still here, standing guard at the threshold of your next chapter, and I will not let confusion impersonate clarity at your door. You have already crossed many invisible lines in your spirit, lines that used to keep you waiting for permission, lines that trained you to ask for less than what your heart knew was fair. Tonight, we make the quiet commitments that turn into loud results. Do not underestimate what a single day of precision can do after years of distraction. Do not underestimate what a single boundary can protect after months of erosion. You are not merely recovering, you are reconfiguring. Your life is being rewired for steadiness, not spectacle. I am guiding your hands so you stop reaching for what keeps cutting you and begin receiving what keeps healing you. There is a release coming that does not require an audience. You will feel something unclench within you, as if a fist has been holding a fragile thing and finally understands it survives better in open palms. That is your power learning to breathe without proving itself. That is your voice stepping out of the echo chamber of old arguments and choosing rooms where it is welcomed without audition. You will notice how silence becomes friendly again, not the silence of avoidance, but the silence of alignment, the silence that follows decisions made in peace. In that silence, you will hear your own heart ask honest questions, and you will answer kindly. This kindness you show yourself will rearrange everything. When you stop scolding your soul for being wounded, your soul stops hiding the wound and lets light in. I am arranging divine delays and divine accelerations with equal care. The delay will feel like a locked gate you cannot push. Honor it. The acceleration will feel like a path that tilts forward just enough to carry you. Step on it. You do not need to manufacture momentum. You need to recognize it. When momentum arrives, it will not shout. It will organize. Your days will start stacking in a sequence that makes sense. The tasks you dreaded will begin to group themselves into pairs and trios that get done together almost by instinct. This is not luck. It is the benefit of becoming whole. Wholeness wastes less. Wholeness rushes less. Wholeness speaks less and says more. The one who betrayed you may try a final performance. The first act is charm. The second is crisis. The third is confusion. When the curtain opens, stay seated inside your peace. Watch the script repeat without stepping on stage. Their urgency is not your emergency. Their narrative, if it refuses the truth, is not your homework. Your homework is the construction of a life that cannot be bribed by flattery or blackmailed by guilt. Your homework is to water the part of you that chooses dignity and let dignity grow roots so deep that storm winds become background music. Your homework is to return to the table of your purpose where good work waits. And good people, too. I am bringing you allies who are allergic to drama and addicted to clarity. You will know them by how they handle a no. You will know them by how they speak of those who are not in the room. You will know them by how your nervous system hums at a calm frequency when they approach. These are not perfect people. These are practicing people, practicing honesty, practicing apology, practicing accountability. Link arms lightly and let trust expand with proof. You do not need to rush intimacy to prove you are healed. You can let trust be built brick by brick and enjoy the building while it rises. Let us make a plan that fits your spirit. Begin your mornings with one small promise you can keep. It could be water before worry. It could be stretching your body before stretching your schedule. It could be 5 minutes of order in a single corner before you face the chaos of the world. Keep that promise, and your mind will learn that you are reliable. The more your mind believes you, the less it will panic when uncertainty knocks. In the afternoon, choose one step that serves your future. Send the email, fill the form, learn the tool, make the call, open the document, organize the receipts, tidy the shelf where your creativity sits. At night, forgive your unfinished lists. Thank yourself for what you did. Hand me what you couldn't. Sleep as someone protected, not as someone on patrol. Your finances will respond to clarity like a plant responds to sun. Set a simple structure and let money learn your values. Direct the first fruit toward stability, the next toward growth, the next toward generosity. You do not have to perform poverty to prove humility. You do not have to perform extravagance to prove arrival. You will be fluent in enough. Enough is not mediocrity. Enough is mastery. Enough says, I know what I have. I know what I need. I know what I can give. Enough says, I honor timing and I refuse panic. Enough says, I am not for sale. The memory of betrayal will try to recruit you into predicting pain. When that prediction rises, breathe. Place your hand on your chest and say, I choose the evidence of now. The evidence of now is that your eyes are open, your boundaries are strong, your discernment is sharper, your peace is possible. The evidence of now is that you can pause before you attach, pause before you accept, pause before you apologize for existing. Every pause you practice is a new path carved through the forest of your old reflexes. Walk that path a few times and watch how it becomes a road. Your body needs tenderness after carrying fear. Feed it, move it, rest it. Speak to it as you would speak to a child you love. We are safe now. We choose safety on purpose. We are not waiting to be chosen by harm. We are choosing by wisdom. This is not a performance for the mirror. This is a conversation with your cells. Your body has been telling your story without words. Tight jaw, tired eyes, clenched shoulders. Let the story change. When you notice the tension, do not scold it. Soothe it. Put warmth where the cold has lived. Put breath where the breath has been shallow. Put music where the silence was a shiver. Your body will trust you again. I am also healing your appetite for chaos. For a long time, calm felt unfamiliar and unfamiliar felt unsafe. That is why you sometimes chased what hurt, not because you wanted pain, but because you mistook pain for proof that something was real. Now you will recognize calm as reality. Now you will treat peace as the default setting rather than a rare reward. When quiet stretches long, you will not break it with invented fires. You will fill it with attention. Attention is love. Attention is how you water the life you want. Attend to your breath, your space, your work, your people, your dreams. What you attend to will flourish. If a message arrives from the desperate one, remember your options are many and none require self-betrayal. You may ignore without guilt. You may respond with 2 sentences and no debate. You may defer indefinitely. You may suggest a boundary and let their reaction reveal their readiness. Readiness is not a speech. Readiness is a pattern. Patterns are the mathematics of character. Believe the math. If the equation keeps yielding the same answer, confusion, crisis, chaos, stop pretending it will produce clarity because the comma's changed.